Hey guys, it's me again, Eric here at Mountaintop 9, and I just wanted to do a quick update and let you know that, as you can see, I've started uploading some of my Merciful Fate material and Danzig material again. And there's a lot of things that went into that decision. Just so you know, I mean, first of all, have you guys watched any of the other content I've been re-uploading? I mean, it's all dark stuff. Just look at the song, that music video I did, "Dreams from a Shallow Grave." Watch that video and tell me that that's any less dark and sinister and evil. If it's any less dark than a Danzig album or a Merciful Fate album. As far as I'm concerned, when I watch something like some of the stuff I've made, I find it more disturbing than Danzig stuff. Come on, watch my Dreams of a Shallow Grave video and tell me when you watch that you're less disturbed by that than if you put on a video like She Rides or I'm the One. Are you kidding me? Give me a break. Those videos are cheesy as hell. So basically what I'm saying is obviously it does not make sense. It's basically cognitive dissonance for me to be plunging the depths of my dark subconscious and putting all of this sinister imagery up, all of this, all these scary, horrific things, uploading stuff like that. Okay, and then saying, well, I'm not going to upload a good portion of my YouTube content. There was a significant portion of my YouTube catalog that's reviewing Danzig stuff and Merciful Fate stuff and King Diamond stuff because I grew up with that stuff and I always loved that stuff, and I'm just tired of kind of keeping that on the back burner in my mind and and trying to I don't know. It's like I'm just ready to move on and just re-embrace that type stuff, especially Merciful Fate stuff, like In the Shadows and Into the Unknown and all that stuff. I mean, I love that music. I love that music. And but I felt like I needed to transition very easily and take it slow and steady on this channel because I didn't want to, I got to live with myself every day. I got to live in my head every day. And let me tell you, in this 3 years that I was away, a lot of stuff went down. And hey, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm not gonna try to censor every word I say. Let's face it, I'm not a phony, and that's what I'm going to get to here in a few minutes. I'm going to talk about phonies. I'm going to talk about fakes. I'm going to talk about people who put on a certain persona, but it's not really them. They have no fucking depth. Yeah, I said it. Okay? Because I'm gonna be real with you guys here. There's a lot of people, they call themselves Christian, okay? But, behind closed doors, all right, when no one else is looking, they still let the four-letter words fly. They still do this and that's low on the totem pole. You know what I mean? Okay? That's what I always thought was funny is in the past 3 years, I've always had, I always talked that way. I always used off-color language. I always thought vulgar jokes were funny. That's just my mind. It's the way it works. I've always looked at things that way. I think dirty humor's funny. And when I get pissed off, when I get angry, I cuss. I especially do it when I get mad. Now, I want to be taken seriously as a reviewer. That's why you saw me transition away from the Bob stuff I did in the old days. You guys noticed over time I transitioned away from the Bob stuff and, tried to tone down the vulgarities because let's face it, that old material was heavily influenced when I was growing up. Like I said, that's me, that's my personality to begin with, but I also was influenced as a kid watching Andrew Dice Clay and Sam Kinison and stuff like that. So that was a big influence on those older videos and how I talked, but I tried to tone that down as time went on, and do less of the real vulgar humor. But the bottom line is this: when I get pissed off, I cuss, and I'm not going to constantly police my language anymore when I'm speaking on here and all that stuff. I just want to be real with you guys, because that was the most heartbreaking thing that I saw, and I mean really seriously heartbreaking. It started a year ago. I'll just let you know real quick, without going into too much detail, but over time, being involved with church people, with churchianity, what I realized is that people, a lot of them don't know the Bible. Look, guys, when I get passionate about something, I'm passionate about it. And my whole life I was into horror films and heavy metal music and video games and comic books and all that stuff. And the stuff that I was into, I'm into it, man. I want to learn everything about it. I immerse myself in it. That's the way I am. I'm all in, man. If I'm going to go for something, I'm all in. And the most disappointing thing to me was seeing people, and once I started going to church and meeting Christians and whatnot, I learned that a lot of them, even ones that are directly related to preachers, to pastors, and they've been around Christianity, and I'm using air quotes right now, Christianity. They've been around it their whole lives, but they don't read the Bible at all. They don't know anything in the Bible. Now, remember how I said anything I'm into, I'm all in? Well, as soon as I had my spiritual moment, as soon as I had that moment where I believed the gospel and all that happened, that was all new to me. So I immediately began studying the Bible, and I threw myself all into the Bible. I wanted to know it forwards and backwards. And so that's what I was all about, man. And then I was shocked when I started being around church people and realizing, hey, most of these people don't know a damn thing about the Bible. They don't read it. They don't know it. That was heart-wrenching for me, because I thought, well, these people don't have a real passion for anything. This is all a show. This is all putting on nice clothes and just getting together to be social, but not about really studying the Bible and all that. And another thing I got to tell you guys is one thing I didn't like about people. I think a lot of people have the wrong idea about the Bible. And then I'll get back to the rest of what I was going to say. A lot of people think the Bible is just a book that just tells someone how to do good things and be a good person. My friends, the Bible is far from a book where that's all that's in it. That is a small portion of it, my friends. Do you guys realize that all of the horror you watch and a lot of the metal you listen to and all of that, all they do is take things from the Bible. It all stems back to the Bible. Satan, demons, hellfire, all that stuff. Where do you think its origin is? Okay. The Bible is one of the most violent, carnage-filled books imaginable. There are segments of the Bible filled with human sacrifice and genocide. And there's a part in the book of 2 Kings where these women, they boil a baby alive and eat the baby. Okay? I'm just giving you an example. The Bible is filled with stuff like that. So I think it's funny when there's these people that get this idea in their head that because someone is immersed in the Bible, they think, oh, that guy must be some candy-ass Ned Flanders type person. My friends, that's fake. That's fake. That's the fake Christianity, that kind of stuff. These goody two-shoes type people. That's the fake people that are putting on a show. The one thing that you've got to realize is a lot of what you see Christianity portrayed in the media is not the truth, okay? But the bottom line is getting back to what I was saying. Is I was getting across that I loved studying the Bible. It really is an amazing book. And I just noticed that people in church, and people that have been around it their entire lives don't know a damn thing about it. And I noticed that they didn't have a passion for it. And I saw a lot of other things that I won't even go into detail in my time in church that just really made me, it just really soured my mood on it. And I started thinking about you guys, my friends. I started thinking about people that I've known because I'm one of you, okay? I'm one of you guys. My whole life that those people, the church people, talk bad about, all right? Because they're doing their thing where they think they're so much better, but really they're not. They're committing all kinds of gross sin behind the scenes, but they put on a goody two-shoes act, and it's not real. It's fake, okay? It's fake. It's fake as a $3 bill, all right? You guys are real. You guys love this music that I talk about. You love the movies that I talk about. We have a bond. We have a camaraderie because of that. That's real. That's genuine. And that's what I want, is a genuineness. I want a genuine bond with my audience. Okay? When I would get up and preach in front of Christians, when I would preach from the Bible, I would never feel that reciprocal feeling that the people that I was preaching to felt the passion about the book that I did, that they felt that same passion, okay? No, instead they didn't care. Instead, it's this apathetic attitude. Now, I will grant you, there were some people who come up and go, that is great preaching, that's awesome. There are some of them, but they're the minority. Most of them are just checked out. Most people that I was around would just be checked out. They're just on autopilot. What I love about what we have here is it's real, it's genuine, and I'm not going to deny that anymore. I'm not going to deny that because it's been torture. You know, for a while, I've wanted to come back. I would have come back a little bit sooner than I did, but I didn't know if you guys would accept me back. Because I felt like you guys felt like, well, you know, I don't really know how to explain it, but you know, it's a weird feeling. Sometimes you feel like you can't go back and you're just worried that people won't care anymore and that they all went away. And that's kind of how I felt for a while. And for a while, I had this gnawing feeling. I thought to myself, man, I walked away from something that I built under the back of a ton of hard work, to make all those videos, to make that catalog that I made. And I had all this support, all these great fans, and I just threw it away and walked away to be around a bunch of phonies, a bunch of people that aren't real, okay? And I am so thankful. I am so thankful that you guys are still here. You still like the stuff, because I just want to be real with you. I just want to go back to putting out the kind of stuff I like to put out, and I'm not going to deny that side of myself. All right, I'm not going to deny the side of myself that likes the things it does. That's just the way it is. That's the way my brain is wired, and I'm not going to put on some candy ass fake show. I'm going to be legit. I'm going to bring the goods, and I hope you guys just keep enjoying what I put out. And yeah, so I'm going to stop ranting for now, and you know, I just thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Some guy left me a comment the other day, and sometimes I don't have time to reply to every single one, but I try to come back to them when I can. I try to come back, and now I can't find this guy's comment, but his name was Chuck something. And he just said, you know, he said in his comment, and it meant the world to me, he said, I can see that you're passionate about what you're talking about. And yes, that's what the whole message of this video has been. I've always been passionate. I can't talk and immerse myself and be about something if I'm not passionate about it. If there's no feelings, I'm not going to be some fake. And that's all I've been seeing lately when I've been away. I've been seeing a bunch of fakes. And, you know, like I said, I don't want to go into real detail about people, okay, that I know in real life on here. I'm not going to do that. But I've just met people that are just fake, all right? And that's disheartening to me because, you know, when started reading the Bible and meeting Christians and stuff, I was assuming, oh, Christians are going to be the real deal. They're going to love the Bible and they're going to know all the books and verses. And no, no, my friends, it's all a show. It's all a show. They don't really study the Bible. There's some, I grant you, but I'm saying they're the exception, my friends. They're the exception. Most of these people, they don't even know how many books are in the Bible. Okay, they don't even know that anything. Okay, so. And that really, I mean, that brought me to tears a year ago. There was one time when I was teaching a Bible lesson, and when I saw people just totally checked out, not caring, I thought, what have I done? What have I done? I'm not in the right place. This is not cool. These people don't even give a rat's ass about their own book, and that was sad to me. And so anyway, guys, going forward, in videos, when I do videos, obviously when I'm talking about bands that are talking about hell and the devil and this and that and different movies and stuff, if stuff comes up and I have all this biblical knowledge now, I will say what the Bible says about something and see if it lines up with what the Bible says and stuff like that. But other than that, this is not Mountaintop 9 is not a Christian content channel. That's not what Mountaintop 9 is. That's not what it is. Mountaintop 9 is what it's always been. And that's what it's going to stay. And I'm never again going to take down all the stuff that I put so much work into. That'll never happen again. I will probably die broke, penniless, but at least I'll know I stuck to my guns and was doing something real, doing something that matters. It makes someone's day. I'm so happy to hear that there are people out there that this stuff makes your day, that you can go to sleep listening to these videos, that you enjoy it. That means the world to me, because all I've seen is a bunch of phoniness and apathy the past couple years. And I just thank you, and I'm going to stick with you guys, and I'm going to be loyal to my audience and give you guys, good stuff going forward. So thanks, guys.